actually needed some intravenous fluids before the game. He's coming down with a little case of the flu, but he was able to play anyway, and I thought he did a good job.
Just hydrate the best you can and go out there and do whatever you can to help the team.
As Ron Wilson explained, Tim Connolly was battling the flu leading up to Wednesday's game against Edmonton, but lucky for the Leafs, Connolly ignored what was going on in his gut and delivered a gutsy performance, inspiring the latest top 10.
Like a scene from The Natural, Schilling climbs the mound and prepares to take on this Yankee lineup.
2004 American League Championship with a ruptured tendon in his right ankle, giving him literally a red sock. Boston ace Curt Schilling starts Game 6 at Yankee Stadium, fighting through the pain to win the Red Sox third straight elimination game, en route to Boston's first World Series title in 86 years.
It's bleeding pretty good. They're going to probably have to stitch that up. He truly is playing with one eye open.
I've never played with it closed like this.
F3 by Nash. One-eyed shooter is Steve Nash.
Derek Fisher got a nice little shot in there on Steve Nash to end this game. Steve trying to rearrange his nose. It's a painful playoff for Steve Nash.
At the 1996 U.S. Open, Pete Sampras was feeling the effects of his 5-set marathon against Alex Corretja, vomiting twice in the final set tiebreak, but an exhausted Sampras still managed to pull off a victory in the 4-hour-plus match. 2003 Stanley Cup Final. Anaheim's Paul Kariya gets hammered in open ice by the Devil's Scott Stevens. Kariya needed to be helped off the ice, but he returned in spectacular fashion.
Kariya, the fans want one.
Opening round of the 1994 Stanley Cup playoffs. After being hospitalized with appendicitis and missing Game 3, Patrick Waugh convinces doctors to let him return. Waugh goes on to win Game 4, then dominates the Bruins with a 60-save performance in Game 5's overtime win. Game 7, 1970 NBA Finals. Suffering from a torn muscle in his right thigh, Knicks center and captain Willis Reed scores the team's first 2 baskets in the game. Those would prove to be his only points, but his presence inspires the Knicks to win their first NBA title. Game 5, 1997 NBA Finals. With the series tied at 2, Michael Jordan battles through food poisoning and a stomach virus, dropping a game-high 38 points on the Jazz in a crucial Chicago win.
This will go down as one of the extraordinary playoff performances in the history of the NBA.
Game 6, 1964 Stanley Cup Final. Leafs defenseman Bobby Baun breaks his ankle blocking a shot, but Baun returns, scoring the overtime winner against Detroit. Toronto would go on and take Game 7 and the Stanley Cup.
All year long, they looked to him to light the fire, and all year long, he answered the demands until he was physically unable to start tonight with 2 bad legs. And with 2 out, you talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
I don't believe what I just saw.
2008 U.S. Open. Tiger Woods, battling through a torn ACL and a double stress fracture in his leg, makes a charge in round 3 and needs a birdie on Sunday's final hole to force a playoff with Rocco Mediate.
Expect anything different?
I knew he'd make it.
Woods would prevail in Monday's playoff, capturing his 14th major title.
SportsCenter Top 10 is brought to you by Subway Restaurants. Think fresh, eat fresh.
We got the worst play of the day and the best play of the day coming up after this.